I think that a lot of those genres of music that you just listed actually got their start in the church before they became secular art forms. Very rhythm and blues, especially. Artists like Aretha Franklin and Ray Charles really borrowed those, musical ideas from the church. And I think that even sometimes, God can take a mess and turn it into a message.
Everybody, do you believe? Yes, I believe in love. Everybody, do you believe? Yes, I believe in love. Yeah, everybody, do you believe? Yes, I believe in love.
Tonight we have the special privilege to talk with New World Son. We're gonna find out where the name comes from. And just before me, we see Joël Parisien, if I pronounce it right.
C'est très bien.
It's très bien, yeah, because you are from Canada,
Yeah.
and it could have been Parisien.
Parisien, yeah, of course. And that's only a name you're going to find in Canada. You know what I mean? No one from France or from Switzerland or Belgium is named Parisien. Like it's a colonial name.
Okay, so you speak English only, or because you're from Canada?
I can speak a little bit of French as well. Yeah,
okay.
Le français de l'école.
Français de l'école. Oui, all right. Now, you just arrived because you were in Holland last night and the night before, and tonight you're going to be here. And from then on, you're going to go back to Canada.
No, we'll stay in Europe actually for one more week. We'll be in Austria and in Hungary.
All right.
So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So tell me something about the band, because you're with four guys.
Yeah.
How do you know each other and who are they?
Well, we've all known each other for a very long time. The music community in Canada, especially in the part of Canada where we live, is very small. So we've all crossed paths. And the drummer from New World Son, his name is Mark Rogers, and he approached me, this is 20 years ago,
20.
in 2005, and said, I want to host a gospel music night in a nightclub close to Niagara Falls is where we live. And for the locals and the tourists that come out on a weeknight and to hear gospel music. And that was the beginning of the band. Yeah.
Yeah, you say gospel music, but it's more than just a traditional gospel. So
Sure.
the type of gospel, I was looking it up. So with blues, soul, gospel, and funk. But why the soul genre? That's not especially... Well, if I was looking at what you were doing on YouTube, you have a few of these performances. And this is so strange kind of music, so you wouldn't expect us in the gospel. So, but that makes you probably also very special.
Well, I mean, I think that a lot of those genres of music that you just listed actually got their start in the church before they became secular art forms. Very rhythm and blues, especially. Artists like Aretha Franklin and Ray Charles really borrowed those, musical ideas from the church. And so for me, I grew up listening to those artists, a lot of soul music, because my father is also a musician. And we brought kind of this style of music back to faith-based music, because to me, it was like bringing it full circle. So it's gone from being more of a church-based music to a secular art form to bring it back to a faith-based audience.
So, and who is your audience?
Well, we play for people all around the world, and we play for children right to grandparents. I mean, our music is really for the whole family. It always has been. And even though the styles of music that we are influenced by are very, they're older art forms, we're trying to reinvent them for younger audiences. And that's always been the story of New World Son, is bringing classic soul music and R&B and even like, island music and stuff like that from the Caribbean, and mixing all these things together and bringing it for a younger audience.
Wow. Yeah, and indeed, it's working together you've been working together for a long time already. So there is no stress anymore if you go to the stage.
Well, it depends how long we've been spending in a bus together, right?
Okay.
So we're all a big family, and everything's cool, and we're always ready for an adventure. And so I think that when you're open as a person and you're accustomed to going wherever the Spirit leads, you can kind of walk in faith and never be too concerned about what happens, because God will always make a way. Even with technical problems on stage, it's like, hey, God will make a way.
So this is actually when you have some stress, you really turn to God and you say, God, just take it away, or you have a conversation about it, or you just trust on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that even sometimes, God can take a mess and turn it into a message. Sometimes
That's
even
nice.
when, things are going wrong, but an audience can see that the musicians are overcoming it and that there's still joy. It can actually be a really powerful witness. So we always say to the enemy, "Hey, bring it on, because we're armored up. We have the armor. We don't mind." And I think that when you walk in your faith that way, so it just helps you through difficult times. And we want people to see that even in the music.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you incorporate your belief into your daily life and into your music?
Well, in a number of ways, I think like what I just said is to never really focus so much on problems, because I can look back on my life and see how many times I've been delivered through difficult times in my life. So on a day-to-day basis, I never get too concerned about the problems, even the big problems. And then even with music, we bring that into the music. We lead when we're creating music with joy. We don't think about business. We don't think about a market. We don't think about an audience. We think about joy and think about people. And so for me in my day-to-day life and my weekly life, I try to remind myself to put other people first as well. And I don't need to have all the answers. I just walk in faithfulness and make sure that I'm treating people the same way I would expect to be treated. And that's guided me well through my life.
Wow. What do you want to achieve with your music?
Well, I want to continue to do what we've already been doing. Our music, because it's so unique, has been a vehicle that has taken us around the world. And it has allowed us to meet people from very different walks of life, and people from all different denominations, people who are believers, people who are non-believers. And my job is just to inspire people with the art.
Inspire.
More than just entertain. I mean, there is an entertainment part of what we do.
Sure.
I mean, we've been doing this for a long time, and so we bring that experience to the stage. But it's not just about entertainment. We really want to inspire people, and people from all walks of life.
What do you want most for a listener to have as experience after an appearance that they have noticed with you? It's obvious not buying records or so, but
Not anymore. Well, we hope to build a community that we can return to, that we can keep coming back. And, we build relationships with people that helps us to come back year after year. And we like to see what people are doing in their own communities. We would like to see that grow. Wow. And so for us, we might not be part of the harvest, but we're part of helping to sow the seeds.
Absolutely.
And that has been our story, is returning to different communities in different countries over and over again and seeing growth.
So you start sowing and then you watering also, and
Of course.
it's God who reaps. Yeah.
Well, I want people to feel another layer to the music. I don't want it just to be about the art. I don't want it to only be about talent. I hope that people can feel that there is another layer at play.
Okay.
The presence of the Holy Spirit. That something extra happened that concert, that evening.
Wow.
Yeah.
So about returning, you have already been in Holland a few times.
Many times. Yeah.
Many times,
Yeah.
yes, indeed,
Yeah.
absolutely. And for Belgium, it's the first time, or?
Well, I think it's the second time. It was a long time ago, maybe even almost 15 years ago from now.
Okay.
We played in the French part of Belgium. It was just a small one-day concert, and then we haven't been back.
Okay.
And we've just been waiting and waiting and waiting for the invitation. And every year we return to the Netherlands and we think, man, we're so close to Belgium.
Why not?
Where's the invitation to come to Belgium? So this is really special for us this year.
Wow. Well, it's special for us to have you, and
Thank you.
it's also very nice to see you. I haven't been able to see you live. I'm going to see it hopefully tonight at 9 o'clock. How do you personally view your faith in? Is it something in your daily life that's really important, that is obviously there for you, or is it just that you say, well, it's more like an experience when I have it on the stage?
No, it's a daily part of my life. For sure. I try to make time every day, even if it's a short period of time, for prayer and meditation.
Okay.
And I try to give thanks for different things throughout my day so that it is a habit and it's not something that happens once a week. It's not only a part of my life that happens with fellowship. It is a part of my daily life for
Yes.
sure, especially early in my day. It to help give me some focus, and so that I don't let the world distract me and the world to become a priority of my thinking. I like to remind myself every day that I might be in the world, but I'm not of the world. And that's how I want to start my day every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has there been a time in your life when you experienced a personal approach from God to you that you can remember that you say, yes, that was a special experience?
Well, personally, I think that is the reason that I am a believer. I'm not the type of person. I don't think that I don't think evangelism and scripture alone would have been enough to start a relationship for me with God. I needed to have a real encounter with what Jesus calls the breath of God, the breath of truth, the pneuma of truth, the third part of the Holy Trinity. And I've definitely felt the supernatural presence of God, and that's why I'm a believer. And it has sustained me through the ups and downs of my faith to know that I have had those moments in my life. When I was a young person, it was, in Toronto, where I'm from in Canada, just attending a worship service where I could really feel that something extra was happening. So I'm a real believer in all three persons of God, for sure.
Okay. Well, you're going to be performing here tonight in the Art of Faith Festival. So you get to know a lot of believers here, but also people who are searching, maybe
Sure.
having some doubts about faith. What would you advise to those people?
Well, I think if you're already asking the questions, you're already on the way.
Wow.
And as a musician, personally, my mission field and my people are seekers. That's my people. And I understand that there may be people who may be reluctant to even go to a church because they have a preconceived idea of what church means. But in my relationship with God has revealed that a relationship with the Creator is more than religion. And so I would counsel people not to let religion or tradition be a stumbling block to building a relationship with God. Because what I do know is that God seeks a relationship with each of his creations, wherever they are right now. We don't have to wait until we're perfect to start a relationship with God and his Son. He'll meet us where we are now.
Yeah, all right.
Right.
Well, it brings me to the last question that I haven't been asking for now, but why the name New World Song?
Well, New World Sun, there's two meanings. I, as a creative person, as a writer of lyrics and poetry and all that, I always like to put two meanings into things. And of course, we're from Canada, and we're heavily influenced by American music. And so, of course, America was known as the New World, and so that's where we came up with the idea of New World Sun, because of the musical layer that we're inspired by. But I also believe that at the end of the Bible in Revelation, where God talks about a new heaven and a new earth, and so that's the spiritual layer of the name New World Sun.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank
you
you.
for coming over. I know that you must be a little bit tired from coming from Holland and having.
I'm
him
excited.
here.
I'm
You're
refreshed.
excited,
I'm
and,
refreshed. I'm ready to go.
Special expectations for tonight?
Well, I just want everyone to bring an open heart, an open mind, and shoes that are comfortable to dance in.